Yo, NarDy, you know what time it is?
What time zone you at?
Ah!
Nah, I know what time it is. Topic of the show.
Topic of the show. No. Oh my word. Yes, this is topic of the show. Gaming episode 4. Dang it, I said it again. GamIN Talk episode 14. We are in this thing. The topic of the show is, if you were to buy anything, November, October, Xbox One S versus PlayStation VR. Like, Microsoft dropped the PlayStation 1S at the beginning of their conference, and PlayStation been dropped the date when PlayStation VR is going to drop at $499. That's the one with just the headset and the Move controllers. The $599 comes with the camera and the Move. Wait a second. You know what? The Move don't come with the $499 one. I'm not $499. I mean the $399 one. The $399 VR headset does not come with nothing. So anyway, I'm asking you guys, Speller, you first. If you were to buy anything, like what are you more leaning towards? And no cheat answers like, oh, I'm not gonna buy nothing. I'm gonna save my money for Scorpio or PlayStation Neo. No cheat answers. No cheat answers.
So if I wanted to buy any of those items, like the game, the VR, or whatever,
The Xbox One S versus PlayStation VR.
I mean, the first thing that really caught my eye was the Slim. That Xbox Slim.
Yeah.
I mean, and the price point being at $299, that definitely was a big seller for me.
Now let me tell you this, because a lot of people don't know. There's actually different versions of.
Yeah, I saw that. We were talking about that. I was looking at that earlier.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you all the versions because I took a screenshot of it, and if this is the video, I might be throwing it up right now so the people can see it themselves. So the Xbox One S 500 gig console is the $299 version they talked about, right? The one they showed, and they smart and clever with their words, NarDy, because they said starting at $299. They didn't say that console they showed with the 2 terabyte. They showed the Xbox One S with the 2 terabyte, and they said starting at they said Xbox One S starting at $299. Everyone thought they were talking about the 2 terabyte, but they were talking about the 500 gig. But the next one is the 1 terabyte console, which is $350, and then the Xbox One S 2 terabyte is $399. That's $400. So those are the 3 versions of the Xbox One S. Now that you know, versus the PlayStation VR, like, what are you more inclined if you were buying any one of them this coming holiday?
I still would go with the Slim. I mean, I still the first one, the $299.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think the thing is. Because that's what I was originally sold on. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to go with.
Me too. But I'll talk about that later. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I want more space. I mean, we all want more space on our hard drives, and so I know realistically. But you know what? One of my buddies mentioned earlier to me that made a lot of sense is that the big difference between the Xbox and the PlayStation is easier to move up on your space. So I could get it external if I'm just all about that space.
All about that space.
All about the space. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I would go with that just because that's what I was sold on
initially.
Initially, and that's what I'm gonna walk in the store wanting. It's just like if I see a sale on GameStop or whatever website, and I know that's the price point, I'm gonna walk in thinking that price point. And if I walk in and they tell me something different, then I'm walking out.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
NarDy.
What you were talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting Spiller off. Spiller, were you finished?
You good? No, you good.
Go ahead, NarDy.
Well, first of all, I don't understand how you can compare a console to the VR alone, because it's there's not really much to go off of. But I mean, if I
let me just specify real quickly then, just for the viewers, so they won't be, because they might be asking a question too, like, why is he comparing those two? That nothing alike. One of them is a console that plays a bunch of games, and the other one is a peripheral essentially to a console to play games. Like,
it's like a better controller. more immersive controller.
Basically, but the reason I compared it to is because VR is a platform. I truly believe VR is the next step in
But it's
gaming.
not a standalone.
It's not a standalone. You're correct, but the fact that I bring it up is both of these conferences have hardware that's coming out. Not a game, not software, but hardware coming out later this year. Sony's hardware that's coming out later this year is PSVr. Microsoft's hardware coming out, both these are new, is the Xbox One S. That's the only bias and ground I'm basing this off of. Of course, if you only have Xbox, if you did want it to go PlayStation VR, you would have to buy a PS4, and that's in a way $800. Well, you could get PS4 for $350 if not lower if you could find a sale, but essentially $400. Essentially, you know what I mean? Like that's a 400. I said 400, but $800. I mean 800. Did I just say 800? Anyway, $800 investment for VR and PS4.
Some cash money.
That is a lot of cash money. Let me say this. Of course, you'll buy. If you're actually shocked, you might not even. You might want a slimmer Xbox One, so you'll go with the slimmer Xbox One. Like the terabyte, obviously, is the $400 one. So, and essentially, if you're an Xbox One owner with 500 gigs, you can answer the question now since I said the context. Where would you go? PlayStation, VR, or Xbox One Slim?
Yeah, well, about the little Xbox One people, most likely if you have an Xbox One already, you already know it only standard 500 for the people who had the Connect version, those people, the beginning Xbox One people. So you already have, found out that you're able to just expand it with an external, and by now you should have one. So, I mean, the only thing left to do is to upgrade to the Slim. I'll choose the Slim.
You'll choose a Slim. And that makes more sense because you want, your Xbox One is the 500 gig, right?
Right, because like I said, the PlayStation not a stand. The
PlayStation
the VR is not a standalone. I would have to buy two things in order to
enjoy
one thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it's a heavy investment if you don't have a PlayStation already. And
not to mention, I guess you could look at it this way too, for it to be fair from your perspective. For the people who don't got a 4K television, you have to buy a 4K TV to experience the 4K. So therefore, what you're saying about the VR, that's already the visual experience versus having to buy a console. For the Xbox people, they have to buy a TV.
You know what? I didn't even consider that. To be honest with you, I didn't even consider that because the biggest feature on Xbox One S is there's two big features, right? Skinnier. But the biggest feature is 4K video streaming. The Xbox One S will have 4K video streaming. Now, if you're an Xbox guy with an Xbox One and you're like, I want that 4K video streaming, but I don't have a 4K TV, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy the 4K television and the Xbox One S so I can enjoy 4K streaming. Don't buy Xbox One S for 4K streaming, because if you're gonna go ahead and buy a 4K television, nowadays they come with Netflix, YouTube, and Amazon Video.
Smart TV.
Yes.
But if you have a console, it's kind of irrelevant. At least a Xbox, PlayStation 4. The smart TV becomes irrelevant unless you're going to use it in the living room. But that's not why you're buying a 4K television, right?
If you buying a 4K television solely to play 4K content on it, then, if the content is games, right, it makes sense that you want to buy a 4K television to play. Because right now, I have a 4K television, but I'm using my PS4 on it, and PS4 doesn't do 4K, right? So, of course, someone will say, you could have waited. At the end of the day, it's an investment. If someone were to buy a 4K TV right now, that's an investment in the future. Because it makes no sense right now to buy a 4K. It really doesn't.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I would say that because it don't.
There's a lot of 4K content, especially like YouTube. A lot of people sleep on YouTube, but that's just like the opening door for what you could do with the 4K visuals Yeah, it starts with the television.
And let me say this, right, just real fast, right? I turn off my TV's Wi-Fi because I live in a house where everyone's using the router and everything. Like at the end of the day, my TV I was looking at like right in the comment section if y'all know this show. It's called Man in the High Castle on Amazon Prime, and that I was streaming in 4K on my television. It was gorgeous. I'm like, wow, man. But Amazon Video is on my PS4 too. And I'm taking all this bandwidth, and people mad in the other room like, man, I can't use nothing because everything's slow. As soon as I turn off that Wi-Fi, it's like of course, some might say buy a better router, but look, man, I bought a really nice router to balance all the devices in the house. But at the end of the day, I bought my 4K television as an investment in the future. But right now, you really don't need it. You really don't need a 4K television, to be honest. Oh snap! I think Life Spiller.
You can see that.
I think Life Spiller is bouncing. Thank you for the heads up, Life.
Yeah, I'm about to dip off, man. We getting ready to go to this graduation party.
That's good. That's good. And look, I took my hat off to you. Thank you for being in the show.
Yeah, man. It was cool, dog. I gotta get in here and iron something out real quick.
Yeah,
everybody looking at me crazy.
Yeah, Life Spiller's channel is in the description as well as in the annotation. Subscribe to him. Make sure to watch and like his stuff. Help us grow. Be on this journey with us. Thank you, Life Spiller, for joining us on episode 14.
All right, Rob. All right, Nard, man. It's nice meeting you.
All right, bro. Nice meeting you. And then there were two. It's all right, NarDy Nard. We gotta hold it down now. We literally got 6 minutes left. Okay. Yeah.
Since we know each other, we can take the gloves off. I'm just kidding. No. Anyway, though, all I'm saying is the reason why I say you don't really need a 4K television right now is because you're not playing 4K content on it. Like if you are the person who has the Wi-Fi turned on, your PS4 turned on, and our Xbox One turned on, you that guy who uses the 4K capability of the TV, and you thinking about buying an Xbox One or a PlayStation VR, like if you already have the TV, you know what I mean, you could probably get the Xbox One S and turn off the Wi-Fi. But see, it's so many, I guess you could say, cogs in this ideal of why people will buy Xbox One S or a PSVr, because $800 to get into VR on the PlayStation side is basically the drop amount, $800, and that's pretty scary if you say it out loud to somebody who don't want to spend all that dough. And Xbox
especially
S,
when you're coming from a pretty pricey system.
Yeah, in Xbox One S, you know, I mean, someone like you who it'll be just smart to just jump over to the 2 terabytes, spend the $400, but like seriously, man, are you gonna really? I'm not saying you will. We're just saying and speculating if we were. In reality, I would wait for VR to go in homes and people like hear all the crazy stories of, you know, I like this or I hate this. And Xbox One S is more lightly of a purchase because VR is a new, you know what I mean? VR is a new platform. Like it can mess someone up.
Yeah, and if we were talking about how, you know, using the same mind frame you had in the beginning, we were talking about, hey, let's wait a year or two to see if it really, you know, do what it's supposed to. You know, then it, you know, it is no brainer.
Yep.
But I mean, for the people who just, you know, love technology, and man, I give it a day or two, maybe even a couple of weeks, but a month. Now you're pushing it. You know, so for those people, it's definitely an option. You know what I'm saying? It definitely is an option because people do want it and they gotta have it because it's just the hottest thing available, and plus, it's one of the best VRs out there. So
yeah,
one of them, but not the best.
Not the best.
And ironically, how could you even say that when they're not even been put through their paces? So it's weird.
Let me say this.
That's what they're saying, and that's what they're saying.
Let me say this. It could be the best in sense of price. But as far as graphic and frame rate and stuff, the Vive and Oculus have more to pull from. But as far as being an entry in VR, like, people are blown away by 3D camera. You know, the 3D videos on YouTube, like the 360 videos, not 3D, the 360 videos where you can hold your phone.
Hey, that thing is the truth.
See what I'm saying?
I got a Samsung VR.
So people are blown away by that. So
right.
So PlayStation
But people
VR
haven't really experienced it. That's the thing. Like I said, I wasn't interested in none of that stuff. But just so happened it came for free with the S6. So I got it. Why not try it? And I tried it and I loved it. Just saying that the VR is something I didn't want. I wasn't interested in, and it was just another piece of new technology.
Yeah.
But nowadays I got a whole new outlook on it because of the Samsung VR and the experience I had with just seeing what VR is. So,
yeah. And let me say this. I don't think I said my what would I get? Like, if I were to buy one of these consoles or platforms, right? It would be our devices. It would be the Xbox One S. If I were, because you know what I mean, like, VR is a entry into VR. PlayStation VR is an entry into VR, but yeah, man, you know what I mean? That's something new. That's not something, this is the 5th iteration. No, this is, we never had this as console gamers, you know what I mean? VR, you know what I mean? Like, this is new. So to just grab something new and say, I'm going to run with it, you got to really be a believer of VR as well as a fan, a hardcore fan of who's giving it to you.
Yeah.
So, in reality, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I would do. But realistically, I guess reality and realistically make sense. They together. But anyway.
Yeah, definitely realistic, yeah.
If you had a PlayStation 4, and right, these two devices are coming out, and what would you choose if you had a PS4 already, right? Let's say you just had a PS4. You'll be in my boat, right? I got a PS4 and I have a 4K television.
I mean, if you was talking about just the VR, your Xbox definitely not gonna have one way or the other. There's the PlayStation VR and there's Oculus, and they say Oculus is the best one. Ironically, the Samsung VR is powered by Oculus. Go figure. But it is definitely something that is not a standalone thing, but it is a complementary tool that is a new chapter in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
But it got a long way to go. There's nothing you could do on the VR that can take away from what you could do on a console.
Well,
and that's
where I'll disagree with you on, because you got games like Silent Hills. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when I say, of course, physically.
Not Silent Hills, Resident Evil.
The VR is to be doing something different that you can't do with the control. I mean, like, the quality of game that you are able to play is a whole another, you can't beat with the quality of game that you already have and have had with consoles, you know what I'm saying? And like a typical controller and, the visual aspect that you looking at the TV. But yeah, definitely, it is a different experience, yeah, of course. But it got a long way to go. I think
that's the timer. That's the timer. Now, he says both of us agree on Xbox One being the Xbox One S.
It was unanimous, really, right?
Well, I'm sorry?
I said it was unanimous. Everybody chose.
Everybody chose Xbox One S, because at the end of the day, that's a confirmed platform versus unknown. Now, of course, a lot of people say, hey, this is an amazing experience, but once that thing gets into your house, like commercially, right, that's when we're going to figure out, is PlayStation VR all that crapped up to be? Because being in a controlled environment with PlayStation VR is probably totally different from being at your house with PlayStation VR. So it's an unknown, and our minds could change once this thing drops. That's NarDy said. Wait a week, wait 2 weeks. Look, definitely looking at VR. Definitely looking at PlayStation VR, and with a PS4 already, definitely expecting to be wowed. And I want the technology, just don't know if I'm gonna get it day one. Moving on, write in the comment section. Let us know. Are you excited about this PlayStation VR? Are you excited about Xbox One S? And if you were someone about to get these two, which one would it be first? Which one would you get first? Moving on to the next subject, the last subject actually. Stay tuned. All right. We are at our last part. And starting the clock at 15 minutes, the last part is, if you could play a game right now, any game, Nardy, what would it be? Will Xbox One Scorpio and PS4 Neo kill current gen? Current gen being PS4 and Xbox One. Let me explain. Kill, not as in kill, as in like, no one's gonna be playing. I'm just saying, will those stronger consoles cause these consoles we have today start to fade away?